Okay, if anybody hasn't voted yet, do cast your vote. I would like to get 10 people if we can. Wazoo beat Wisconsin. Awesome. That's cool. I mean, I don't really care too much about college football, but living in the area, then I would gladly support Wazoo, I suppose. I'm kind of a TCU fan. That's been sort of my favorite team over the past, 12 or 15 years. Actually, really since LaDainian Tomlinson came into the NHL. All right, you know what, guys? We'll close out the poll if we don't have any more votes, and we'll start the next one. Okay. So I'm gonna close this out, right? So 12, 62, 12, and 12. Okay. 12, 62, 12. Oops. 12 and 12. Okay. Bama ended up winning. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty dicey. All right, let's go ahead and put Petey in the B tier. There we go. All right, now we're underway. Thank you for your patience while we did that, guys. All right, here we go. Next poll, guys. Penn State destroyed. Oh well, I mean that's what, University of Ohio or Miami of Ohio or something. All right, Tim Stutzla. Here we go. S or A, B, C, or D or E. I'm just glad that my computer or that YouTube isn't lagging, because that's been the hurdle that we've faced when doing YouTube streams before. All right, everybody vote. You don't do fantasy sports, Simon? Yeah, neither do I. First line is Ovechkin, Gaudreau, and Pasternak. That's pretty solid. Stutzla could be an all-star on many teams. I mean, I still haven't seen enough of him to determine that. But man, he just got paid. Paid by a lot. All right, we got 10 people here. Fantastic. If you're just joining us, do cast your vote in our poll. Let's see if we can get at least 10 votes here. And yeah, the idea here is we're going to see which centers you guys think are the absolute best in the NHL. Me too, Riley. I should do a goaltenders ranking? That actually would be pretty fun. I wouldn't mind doing that. But yeah, we got to get some more people to turn out for that. Now you have tickets to go to a game live? Which game is that? Can you elaborate on that, Chance? And in the last few months, he was a point per game player. All right. I thought that this would be the year where he becomes kind of a household name. All right, we got 8 votes. Let's close this out in 10 seconds. If you haven't voted yet, definitely sound off here. Let your voice be heard. And then we'll go on to the next player. Yeah, I like this Thrashers jersey quite a bit. It's all, like, the collar detail's fun. This logo works well for the shoulder. And yeah, of course, the classic Thrashers logo. Okay. We're going to... Oh, Elks versus Stampeders. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. At, what is that? No, wait. Commonwealth Stadium? Is that what it's called? All right. Let's close it out. So, looks like Stutzla is going to go in the C tier. Again, like, these are all good tiers except for the last one. I don't even have an F tier, right? So 50 for C. What was that? 25 for B. 12 and 12. Okay. All right. So C tier for Stutzla. We're going to go to our next player here. It's going to be Roope Hintz. Now, you guys might have to... With these, some of these players can play center or they can play wing. at least from my understanding, Hintz is the center and Pavelski plays the wing. Even though Pavelski, through his career, played a lot of center as well. All right, next guy is Roope Hintz. All right, shoot. One sec. All right, cool. Why won't Winnipeg do a Thrashers throwback? Yeah, I mean, for all we know, it could take another couple of decades until they are tired of exhausting the original Winnipeg Jets branding. All right, guys. Now it's up for Roope Hintz. You thought he was a winger too? I see him listed on Hockey References as center. But, yeah. So I have, Hintz on here. I have Draisaitl on here. Even though, yeah, sometimes he plays with McDavid. Sometimes he doesn't. I think a couple other players here can move to the wing as well. So, yeah, where do you guys have Roope Hintz? Speaking of Dallas in their first line, they still have to sign Jason Robertson. It's getting down to it, man. They just coughed up, about $4 million a year for Ottinger, who has a new mask, by the way, apparently. The poll disappeared? Anybody else experiencing that? I see that 7 people have voted, which is good. Let's keep it coming, guys. Eight votes, okay. Good, we're getting a few more people. Okay, so if you haven't voted already, cast your vote for Roope Hintz. Oh, you're on your phone. Yeah, I've heard it, that can be a little problematic. Mike, thanks for hopping in here. Okay, 10 seconds for Roope Hintz, guys. Yeah, I think that makes sense to me, Simon. That method can work. Okay. All right, closing out Hintz in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Actually, yeah, we're going to put him in the impressive tier, but not quite good enough to be an all-star. All right. Next player. It's going to be Trevor Zegras. All right, here we are, guys. So that was pretty cut and dry, right? 25, 75. Okay. You got a Leafs alternate, the Bieber jersey. What do you think about that anyway? How does that skyline look in there? All right, first 7 votes. And a fair amount of you like Zegras to join the B tier. Future All-Star. But you got to vote on how he is right now. At least that's how I would encourage it, right? Good, we've got some folks joining us here, guys. If you haven't already, see our poll here. We're voting on what tier Trevor Zegras belongs in. Right now, he's looking like a B tier. But it's all up to you guys. That I have no sweat or no influence in this. Not so much. He is, however, the cover athlete for NHL 23, so he does kind of carry that clout with him. A red Leaf jersey? That would be nuts, man. Yeah, what if they took that jersey that they used to wear in the 40s for a couple seasons, and it was a red jersey, and then the text for Maple Leafs was blue, because I think that the text was red back then for a couple years. All right, guys. He should have won the breakaway challenge. Yeah, that was some BS, wasn't it? All right, let's close out Zegras in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So 75 to 25. Wow. That's surprising to me. That really surprises me. And remember, we can always adjust these rankings as well, kind of based on relativity, so then that way we don't just crowd one tier versus another. All right, cool. Next player is going to be Leon Draisaitl. So, yes, he does play wing at times with McDavid, but in this case, I'm considering him a center. All right. Here we go, guys. Leon Draisaitl. Which team would pull, out of all the Canadian colors, which team would pull it off if all teams did one? I don't know if I understand that too well. Yeah. I think that's kind of the selling point for me, Mike. I like when jerseys, like the alternates are, actually, I'd say it about pretty much any of them, but especially with like alternates when they do sort of pay respect to a city's heritage or something like that. Oh, here's Cortana. There she is. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. All right. How are we doing with the poll, guys? Yeah, this is not surprising at all. 12 votes. Right on, guys. Thank you for voting. Trying wines? Interesting. I've never seen those videos. I figured maybe he would be a bit of a beer connoisseur being from Deutschland, but hey. All right, let's close out Draisaitl in about 10 seconds, guys, so cast your vote if you haven't already. He is a beast, S tier. All right, let's close it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So, in this case, 92% say that he belongs in the S tier or the A tier. So, here's what I'm going to do. For right now, I'm going to put him, I don't know, 92% is pretty strong. Let's put him in godlike. He's pretty damn good, isn't he? All right, next up is Bergeron. Speaking of pretty damn good. All right, just one moment, guys. He's getting a little bit longer in the tooth, though. I think he's 37 or 38 years old now. But there are still players that age who can get it done. No. You think so, Riley? Yeah, there are maybe a little bit of similarities. Somebody told me I looked like Jordan Stahl. I never saw the resemblance personally. Okay, what if all the NHL teams in Canada did a Canadian flag jersey? Oh, okay. Which team would pull it off? I mean, it's hard not to say Winnipeg would pull it off the best. Just because, you know, their jersey already does kind of pay respect to the, Royal Air Force. I mean, Ottawa. Ottawa's got some branding that could tie in pretty well with that as well. S tier, he has cups. He has a cup. But yeah, of course, he's reached the final 2 other times as well. Not to mention, when they lost in the final, they lost to pretty good teams. Awesome. Toronto would do that well too. Yeah, you're right. All right, 11 votes on Bergeron. Can we get to 15? Yeah, pretty much Mr. Cooper. All right, let's give Bergeron 15 more seconds, guys. So cast your vote if you haven't already. There we go, much better. All right, Bergeron going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So 64% say S or A, 27, 9, and 0. Okay. 67, excuse me. Now that's been updated. That's fine. 25, 8, 0. Okay. We'll close that out. So, I mean, we could end up putting Bergeron in. We could put him in the S tier. I'll wait a little bit later, though, because, like, Draisaitl, for example, got 92% for the S tier. So we'll divide that for right now, and then we can always adjust it later. Let's talk about Jack Eichel. Hopefully he's healthy for a full season. S or A, B, C, D. Oh, damn it. I always do that. Hold on. C, D, or E. Okay. Eichel's up next. Obviously, a trying couple of seasons for him. But in his prime, or at least, I don't even know if you could say that it was his prime. He was so young, right? Guy is like really just entering the real prime of his career. But yeah, he was maybe a top 5 center there for a little while. How we doing, kiddo? She's a good girl. You gotta wait a little while, Cortana, okay? Because we gotta cast some very important votes. Where do you have Jack Eichel? I agree, Cortana. It's a little hard to decide right now, isn't it? Yeah. What if the NHL chose Fanatics? I mean, hey, there are definitely a lot of people out there who want it to be CCM. My gripe, though, is that I'm not really a fan of how they've designed AHL and like WHL jerseys over the last few years. Like the collar's kind of weird, just like with Adidas. So they would have to make a whole different template, which I have no problem with. But you know, I want good, authentic or on ice jerseys. Luca, ciao. Hey, thanks for joining us. All right, 13 votes for Eichel. Let's close out Eichel in about 10 seconds. So cast your vote if you have not already. Cortana. Goober. All right. We're closing him out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Yeah, this one's a little tough to gauge, right? So if he stays healthy, he's A tier. For now, he's B tier. I'd argue that it might even be 1 tier down. I have to see a full season of him to think that he's an all-star caliber player, just because he's missed so much time. But of course, I think that to rate him right now in the B tier, I can understand that. Okay, so 46 for B, 30 for S or A. That's still pretty good. And then only 22% have him ranked lower than that. So Eichel's going to go to the front of the B tier. All right. Next up is Tomas Hertl. Yeah. Eichel does need a fair chance. Under Armour, I wouldn't be opposed to that necessarily. I don't really. Do they make? Yeah, they probably make some hockey gear, right? All right. Tomas Hertl's next. Why won't? Oh, Mike. I mean, they got to just win a playoff round. But yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. They've got what two more years of Matthews before his contract is up. Same thing with Nylander. All right, so Tomas Hertl, everybody, cast your vote. Okay. Cool. Are curses real? I kind of do believe in curses. I'm a little strange like that. There are just some teams that the gods, the hockey gods, the football gods will not let win. All right, 11 votes for Hertl. Let's give it about 15 seconds, guys. Hertl's better than Zegras? I would say, yeah. I mean, the upside for Zegras is probably higher. But yeah, I think that Hertl's body of work, that kind of speaks volumes, I would say. But yeah, I do kind of believe in curses. The Leafs kind of are cursed. But then again, I mean, they play in Toronto, and that media market must be terrifying. You know, think about like the New York Yankees, for example, and the New York media. Right? They have one championship in the last 21 years. Well, that's because the media over there is intimidating. All right, let's close out Hertl in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Interesting. I guess that's pretty fitting for how I would evaluate him. 58 for B tier, 33 for C tier. Yeah. All right, well, Hertl would be B tier. Now, Eichel rated better. Did Hertl rank better than Zegras? No, actually. Zegras was a little bit better. And what about Pettersson? That's about tied. I don't know. I'll put Hertl right here. Okay. Next up is going to be Nico Hischier. East always has the number 1 pick. Really? When was the last time that a Western Conference team had the number 1 pick, and that wasn't the Edmonton Oilers? I'm genuinely curious. Okay, so next up is Hischier. There we go. Hischier had an underrated season last year. All right. D or E. Okay. Let's keep it going. Nico Hischier. Yeah, I'm going to look that up, right? NHL draft. Number 1 picks. Yeah, that definitely intrigues me. When was the last time a Western team picked first that wasn't the Oilers? Was it MacKinnon? But yeah, the last time there was a Western Conference first overall pick was McDavid in 2015, and before that it was MacKinnon. So there you go. Good point. All right. All right, 10 votes so far. Let's give it about 15 seconds on Nico Hischier. And speaking of MacKinnon, he's going to be next in our poll, in our rankings here. Thank you guys so much for being here. And we will continue doing live streams up until the season opener, and we'll do them throughout the season as well. I will be in Prague, or in Europe, for 2 weeks in October. But yeah, I want to do more streams like this with you guys, and hopefully you guys find these fun and engaging. So, I always appreciate your feedback, and yeah, I'm glad that we're only a few weeks away from the season starting. All right. It would be a good video topic. I mean, I don't like. I'd be intrigued to see what is the that's the angle, right? But how deep can you go with that, right? I don't know. Maybe like miscellaneous facts you didn't know about the NHL draft or something. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's a good take, Nick. Unless the Canadiens were to fall that far down. All right, let's close out the poll here. So what's the final percentages here? So 7, 28, 50, 14. 7, 28, 50, 14. Okay, so Hischier goes in the C tier. Where does he relate against Roope Hintz? He's a little bit better than Roope Hintz. And, I mean, it doesn't really matter a whole lot, but we'll just stick him right here. Okay, MacKinnon's next, guys. One of the heavy hitters, I would think, in this rankings. Nate Dogg. All right. Let's see. D or E. Okay, MacKinnon. Let's see it, guys. Excellent. Flyers would be number 1. Hey, Yeah, Luca, I'll be at those games. Yeah, Mike Tortorella, did you see that quote? He basically said that he's not, pressured to name a captain because right now he said the locker room needs some work. Nathan MacKinnon looks like Jay Leno? What, because he got kind of does he have a defined chin? I don't know. I think his hat size is at least probably 4 sizes smaller than Leno's. Toria, how we doing? Hey, what's up, Bill? You did show up at the perfect time. What? You pretty much always do, though, right? So far, Nathan MacKinnon has a perfect 100% with 13 votes. Let's see if we can get 15, though. I'll give you guys about 15 more. 15 more seconds. Draisaitl better than MacKinnon. Bold. I'm not saying I'm going to disagree, but that's bold. Okay. Final seconds on MacKinnon. Closing him out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect for MacKinnon. It's going to be hard to dethrone him. Draisaitl was rated at 92%, and so he's going to go behind MacKinnon. You're getting ready for winter already. Oh, are you like off the grid or something? Chopping some firewood? Which I would certainly admire anybody who does that. All right. Malkin is next. S or A, B, C, D. Oh, oops. There we go. D or E. Okay, Evgeni Malkin. And guys, we didn't have that many people join us for the first few players, so I might even re-poll later in this stream. Is MacKinnon better than Matthews? I would say maybe, just because he has the cup. I mean, both of them have a lot of talent around them. But then again, I watch the West more than the East by a pretty good margin. So to me, I'm certainly biased toward MacKinnon. Oh, thank you, Bill. Thank you. Oh, really? What? How cold are we talking anyway? I mean, our mornings are starting out just around 50 degrees now, so it is getting a bit cooler. Although September was pretty warm here in the Northwest this year. All right, how are we doing here? Evgeni Malkin, 15 votes. Let's close out Malkin in about 10 seconds here. Thank you for everybody who's voting. It's great seeing more folks come into the stream here. We're going to be, the objective here is to do a stream every week in addition to the video content that I'm putting out. And that's what's available for everybody. And then about a week from now, I'm launching memberships for more exclusive content there. You're a Rangers fan. Well, now is a good time to be a Rangers fan. In the 50s already. Wow. Yep. Now would not be a bad time to buy some extra cans of beans. It's 100 every day last week. Yeah, no thank you. All right, cool. Let's close out Evgeni Malkin here. So then we can move on to our next player. That's going to be Kadri. So Malkin, 56% for the B tier. That's probably where he's going to go. He got 25% for S or A, 18 for C. Okay. So what we're going to do I see Newhook stepping in as the 2C? Maybe not for opening day, but maybe eventually. Okay, Malkin is going to go. I'll put Malkin here. Eichel actually got pretty good turnout. All right. Next up is going to be Kadri. Stanley Cup champion and now a Calgary Flame. Does Kadri have a shot at winning back-to-back cups this year? All right, guys, cast your votes. MacKinnon has never broken 100 points. True. However, he's never healthy for a full 82 games. Like this last season, I think he only played 67 games? Yeah, I got to see more of Newhook until I'm fairly convinced. But a first round draft pick back in his day. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he got, an opportunity. Because Comfort, he never plays a full 82 games anyway, right? But yeah. Could Rantanen play center? I don't know. All right. So Kadri is up next. After him, we have Scheifele and then Tavares. Canucks versus Senators for a cup. Maybe 2 years from now? I'm not entirely sure. I mean, is Cam Talbot the goaltender that's going to take them to a Stanley Cup final? Personally, I don't think so. All right, we got 15 votes for Kadri. Let's give it another 10 seconds here, folks. So cast your vote if you haven't already. All right, let's close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nick, I picked... I was going to do one center from every team, but then this would have gone on forever because, like, I couldn't... So, for example, like, I could choose, McDavid from the Oilers, but then I would leave out Draisaitl. Or from the Flames, I chose Lindholm. I would leave out Kadri. So I just chose the 32 biggest names at that position. All right, here we go. 67 for the B tier, 20 for the A tier, 13 for C, and D. All right. So the B tier is filling up quite a bit so far. Stick Kadri up there. How about that? Okay, next up we're going to have ourselves Mark Scheifele. Mr. Consistency, point per game, Mark Scheifele. Scheifele. S or A, B, C, D, or E. All right, guys, here is Mark Scheifele. Atlanta jersey, Wild Cup. What now? Oh, thank you, Red Flow. I forgot I was drinking out of this. This is from one of our subscribers too. But yeah, I mean, if we had an All Canada Cup this year, I don't care what the matchup is. I would be very happy to see that. Flames, Leafs, Canucks, Senators. I mean, that's a bit of a stretch, right? He's saying that Matthew. He's saying that he belongs in the D tier. He does. Oh, but you're saying he doesn't play defense. He doesn't actually get back to defend. I see. All right. So 14 votes. We're at the C tier. Let's give you guys about 15 more seconds for Scheifele. This one's a little tricky. All right, we're going to close out Scheifele in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wait, I accidentally minimized my poll. There we go. Okay. So 38, 25, 25, right? So 37, whatever. That's fine. 37, 25, 25. So he did get some good turnout for the he got good turnout for the top two tiers. It's just that the plurality would put him in the C tier. So I'm actually going to put him at the front of the C tier, I think. I don't know. Maybe we can move him up later. But the B tier is already pretty stacked. Tavares is up next, though. Yep, Matthew. I remember that, too. I would think that he's learned from that, though. right? Okay, next up is Tavares. Oh, shoot. I always do that. Okay. Hold on. All right, guys. John Tavares is next. Yeah, Redflow. It was a horrible collision. And even a worse decision, right? All right, so we got Tavares next, then Aho and Suzuki. Tavares has scaled back a little bit. I mean, God, the guy's still basically a point per game player for the most part. Right, Cortana? Awesome. So where would you guys have John Tavares? B tier? Yeah. Yeah, some of these players, too, I've forgotten that they've had some gnarly injuries over their careers. All right, 14 votes for Tavares, 15 votes. Nice. Let's give you guys about 15 more seconds for John Tavares. Hey, Cortana. Good girl. All right, let's close it out in about 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so here we got 47% have B tier, although 35% have A tier. You know what? That's actually pretty good turnout. 11 and 5, or let's see, 5 and 11. All right, so you know what I'm going to do? Patrice Bergeron is pretty lonely in the A tier, and I think that Tavares, despite the plurality putting him in the B tier, he actually got more turnout for the A tier than anybody else who's not in the S tier. It's kind of hard to explain this, but basically him and Eichel are pretty neck and neck. So Tavares right now will go in the B tier, but I will consider putting him in the A tier with Eichel a little bit later. All right, next up, Sebastian Aho. All right, S or A, B, C, D, or E. Okay. All right, guys, cast your vote. I'll be right back. I just got to feed Cortana. She's just giving me fits right now. So I'll be right back. Cast your vote and hang tight. You need food? Let's go. Okay, I'm back. Where do we have Aho right now? Oh, wow. S tier. Interesting. Okay. Okay, about 15 more seconds on Aho. How's Cortana? She's doing pretty well, Bruce. Doing pretty well. She's behaving very well while I'm trying to get work done. She does heckle me quite a bit, but we've been just playing a bunch of fetch, and went for a killer hike this past weekend too. Unfortunately, we didn't see any mountain goats though. Okay, closing out Aho in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, yeah, this one was close. 50% though have him in S or A, and 43 in B. All right, so we'll put Aho in A tier, up there with Bergeron. Bergeron was rated higher though. Suzuki's up next. Well, thank you, Bruce. Yeah, and as much as I love you guys, there's only one other thing that matters more to me, and that's my dog. All right, here we go. Yeah, Suzuki. All right, S or A, B, C. Come on, there we go, D or E. All right, Nick Suzuki's up next. We'll have hopefully 82 games of both Suzuki and Caulfield this upcoming season. Of course, Caulfield, I think he scored 22 of his 23 goals with St. Louis as the coach. And Suzuki will certainly benefit from that as well. Not to mention, they could very well play with Uri Slafkovsky, which would be pretty exciting, I would think. He's great, but on a horrible team. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a factor. You already ate your food, Cortana? Oh my gosh. Alright, fine. Am I going to rate Kuznetsov? He's one of your favorites? I mean, I like Kuznetsov. I haven't watched the Caps very much the past couple of years, though. But back in his heyday, he was, I would say, kind of flirting between B tier and A tier. I don't think he's quite there anymore, though. But he's got to be good this upcoming season without Backstrom. All right. 13 votes for Suzuki. Let's give it about 15 more seconds, guys. Yeah, you heard the toy. Yep, it is it's a wine bottle. I mean, it looks like a wine bottle. All right. Suzuki going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're going to close it out now. Come on now. There we go. All right. 43% have him at the C tier, but 29% have them in the D tier. So Suzuki actually, I'm going to have to put him, I think, in the D tier as our first guy because this is the lowest percentage or the most that somebody has gotten for the D tier. So just to balance things out more, I'll put him here. Doesn't mean he couldn't rise up later on, but we do have to get some representation across the board here. Thanks, Toria. All right, so 42 there, and then we had, what was that? 7% for S or A, 21% for B, and 28% for that. Okay. Oh, Rick. Nice profile pic. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. And of course, if you guys want to know my thoughts on the new Sharks jerseys, just watch the video I uploaded today. All right, next up we've got ourselves Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes. I'll put his actual first name in there as well. Or S or A. Okay. B, C, D, or E. Okay. So what do you guys think of Jack Hughes? He had 56 points in 49 games this past season. Of course, he was injured for part of it. Could I legally adopt you? I don't know if a single man like myself would be able to adopt a child if you are a child. So that's probably something that YouTube would probably not recommend me talking about. That'd be kind of weird. You have this Thrashers jersey? Yeah, it's, I almost think, can you just give me a sec? I think it's kind of underrated with this great pattern that it has on the sleeve here. People always talk about the powder blue one, which is the best, but this one in its own right is still pretty fresh too. All right, 15 votes on Jack Hughes. Let's give him about 15 more seconds. Yeah, the Devils, they better take a step forward this upcoming season. I'm getting tired of waiting for them to do that. All right. All right, closing out Hughes in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Here we go. There you go. Okay. So where does Hughes land? 53% for B. Okay. Okay. 6% for this tier. 33 for C. And okay. Looks like he is comfortably going in the B tier. I'm going to put Jack Hughes. Where's Kadri? Yeah, Kadri actually got some love. So we'll put him here, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. Sidney Crosby's next. Dallas could be better this season. Dallas, I think they have a lot of ifs. They still have a bit of an issue with depth scoring. I know they brought in Marchment. All right, Crosby is our next guy here. Will they get playoff Ottinger for a full season? That's a lot to ask of him at this point in his career. Avs back-to-back. Yeah, the second line center is their weak spot. Yet they have great role players up and down the forward group. They have the best defensive core. I do have questions about Georgiev, but any goaltender can thrive in Colorado for the most part. So, yeah. I mean, the West is weaker than the East in terms of true contenders, I believe. I think that Edmonton and Calgary on paper, they look like they could still threaten to come out of the West. Beyond that, though, I'm not sure. St. Louis, if they get like playoff Jordan Binnington or 2019 Binnington, then I think they're still a threat. Other than that, though, I don't know if there's any other true contender in the West this year. All right, cool. 25 people. Thank you for hanging out here. Hope you're enjoying the stream, and hope you'll cast a vote if you haven't already for Sidney Crosby. We've got 15 people here, or 15 votes. Who voted Crosby in C tier? All right. 84 points in 69 games this past season. All right, let's give you guys about 10 more seconds if you haven't casted a vote for Crosby just yet. All right, this poll's a bit at a standstill, so I'm going to close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so what did we end up with? 82% for S tier, 11 and 5. Okay. All right. Draisaitl got 92% for the top tier. I'll put Crosby up here for now. All right, Kopitar's next. Two-time Stanley Cup champion, two-time Selke Trophy winner. And yeah, this past season, past couple seasons, his points have tailed off a little bit, but he does a lot more than just assist on goals. He's been to 4 Stanley Cups. Yep. He was, the youngest captain to win a Stanley Cup? Or at least he's up there. All right. Here we go. Where do we have Anze Kopitar, everybody? Mommy Joe, what's going on? Thanks for hopping in here. Then after Kopitar, we've got Dylan Larkin, and then we got Connor McDavid. That'll be fun. You have, Kopitar's jersey, or which one are we talking about here? All right, 13 votes on Kopitar. Let's give it about 15 more seconds. Hey, Squeaky. Hey, Squeaky. She always wants to keep away from me. Yeah, Kopitar's flirting with the A tier here. Pretty similar to what we see with Sebastian Aho. Tavares, what was he? 35-47. Okay. 40-53. Okay. Yeah, you have you have the Thrashers jersey. Yeah, I think you said that earlier, right? Oh, you also have the powder blue. Yeah, I got one of those as well. All right, cool. Let's close out Kopitar in 5, 4, 3, 2, and skadoosh. All right, this one's interesting. Because now I want to compare him against where we had Tavares. Because we had Tavares at 35-47. And here, 35-52. So, what would you say here? 0 and 11. Basically, we would put Kopitar at the front of the tier in addition to Tavares. Like, these guys are flirting with getting into the A tier. So again, I might move them up. But for right now, it's gonna be who's up now? Larkin. B, C, D, or E. All right. Guys like Sid and McDavid should be automatically into the top tier. Hey, that's a fair point. Oh, that's awesome, Rick. You have the one of the original ones. A jersey giveaway? Maybe. I'll do some sort of giveaway at 5K subscribers. We're really close. Well, not really close, but we could get there by the end of the month or the start of the season. But you know, to save up a little bit. I just got hit with it was a repair I should have made a year or two ago. Yeah, I got hit by a huge bill. Set me back a while. Anyway, Larkin, really? So 60% have him at C tier right now. Interesting. I didn't expect him to fall that low. I am excited to watch the Red Wings a little bit this season, though. They did a lot in the offseason with free agency. All right, let's close out Larkin in about 10 seconds. Who do I think is going to be a favorite for the Calder? I don't know, because we really don't know who's going to be on the opening day rosters. So, let's see. I'm curious to see if Beniers picks it up like he did at the end of last season, because he played, I think, 10 games. So don't count him out. You have a Corey Perry jersey to donate? Really? If it's in good condition. All right, let's close this out. Dylan Larkin, D-Boss is only going in the C tier. Huh. I don't know. I think we might have underestimated him. Excuse me. But hey, it's all up to you guys. All right, Larkin. What is this? 52 for C. 10 for D or E. 31 or 52. 5. All right. Which rookie? Oh. But yeah, I would think one player to look out for is Beniers. Automatic S tier? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Yeah, what other rookies should we be on the lookout for this year? I mean, like you could say Slavkovsky or McTavish. You can't necessarily say it's going to be McTavish because he hasn't. I'm not sure if he'll be a lock to make the roster. Although, I mean, it's just going to be like tough competition for him to do it. Not to say that he doesn't have the skills, but they might. I don't know. I don't know if they'll start him down in San Diego because again, they have lots of young talent already in the system. I mean, I'm excited to see McTavish at the NHL level. Let's see here. Who else am I leaving out for rookies? Johnson, Kent Johnson. Would he still be eligible for the Calder this year? All right. So see, look, McDavid's he's whoa, to 14%. Have him at D or E tier. An early Orca. In white, I particularly like that. Yeah, MacKinnon's he's smoking McDavid by comparison. Don't make me do this, guys. Bergeron was at what? 67% for A tier? Owen Power? Yeah, that's a great pick. A very good pick, I should say. Sid versus McDavid for a cup. Yeah, I mean, don't count out the Penguins. I know that they've lost 4 years straight in the first round, but who knows? If they would have beaten the Rangers, like if Crosby was, not out for games. What? Did he play Game 7? No, he didn't play Game 7. If he was in the lineup, right? If he was healthy, if he wasn't concussed, maybe it's a different story. Then again, they would have had to play Carolina. I don't know if they were a very good matchup for the Hurricanes. Shane Wright. Yeah, I'm interested to see like how much opportunity Wright gets in relation to Beniers because, I mean, Seattle does have decent like middle six talent. So I don't know if he's going to be able to. I don't know. Maybe he'd have to start the season like on a fourth line or something. You have at least over 1,000 jerseys. Wow, is that just hockey or is that various sports? Anyway, let's close out this poll. We got 20 votes. Thank you guys. Holy crap, 15% actually have him in the D tier. Wow. Got some Calgary fans up in here. So we have Draisaitl ahead of McDavid in these rankings. But don't hate me. I'm just the messenger here. He's going in the A tier though. Not that I wouldn't have him in S. That's incredible. How do you have 1,000 jerseys? Like, do you have a storage, like an actual storage unit for that? All right. Mika. S or A, B, C, D or E. Wow. I'm stunned right now, guys. Connor McDavid is only in the A tier. Victoria, what's going on? And then after Mika, we've got Kuzi, Barkov, and Brayden Point. Trying to collect NHL, you have 3. A blank Buffa Slug, a Makar alternate, right on, and a MacKinnon home. Well, shoot. Sky's the limit for you, man. You've got... I would say if you had to buy one right now, I don't know, maybe you order one of those new San Jose Sharks jerseys. The Michigan game is under weather delay. Oh, wow. Like thunderstorm or something? What did you miss? Well, we just put McDavid only in the A tier. I mean, Rick, that's stunning, man. 1,000 jerseys. All right, how are we doing with Mika, guys? All right, 15 votes. Let's give... we got 31 people here. I think we can probably muster up a few more votes for Zibanejad here. Give it about 15 seconds, guys. the speediest, the most agile you've ever seen. Yeah, it's hard not to name someone else who can turn on the jets like McDavid can. I mean, MacKinnon can skate incredibly fast as well. And didn't Kyrou win the fastest skater most recently? Yeah, you go golfing in New Jersey. Who are you, Happy Gilmore? That's rad. All right. Let's close this out. So Mika he got a pretty good turnout for the A tier as well. Let's see here, 50%, 0 and 11. Aho, yeah, he's not quite as high as Aho, but how does he relate versus Kopitar? He did about just as well as Kopitar, so he would be basically at the front of the B tier. All right, Kuznetsov is next. All right. Oh, wait. All right. S or A. All right. Kuznetsov is our next player. I think he's got a lot of pressure this upcoming season, given that Backstrom could be out for, we don't know how long. He's out indefinitely. Not to mention Tom Wilson's going to miss a lot of time as well. So Kuznetsov's going to have a lot of pressure. I think Strome's going to have some pressure, kind of filling in as the second-line center. If we had a time machine, Pavel Bure. Wait, was Bure a center? I wasn't even watching hockey back then, so I don't know. Kuznetsov S tier. That's a hot take. 2018 playoffs, Kuznetsov was most definitely S tier. Yeah, we're getting a fair representation though through some of these tiers. We got 13 votes though, guys. I think we can drive this up and get a few more. So let's take about 15 more seconds as you cast your vote for Evgeny Kuznetsov. You have a Sabres goat head right on. Oh, I thought I had it behind me. I do have one though. There it is in my closet. But yeah, they're obviously reissuing it this upcoming season, and they're doing it in red and black, which makes me really happy. So, or black and red, I guess. So I might have to save up and buy one of those. Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, Pavel Bure was one of the fastest skaters. Yes. Oh, Mike. Mike, man. I don't know. I just love the lineup, man. Like the blue, the Royal home jersey, the white away jersey, and the goat head alternate. That's perfect. That's perfect. That gives them the best jersey lineup in the NHL. And with Calgary, like those guys are at the top, in my opinion, at least. All right, we only have 14 votes for Kuznetsov, so we're gonna close this out unless we can get a few votes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's close out Kuznetsov. 28 for S tier, so he actually did get a fair portion there. 21 for B, but 42 for C, and 7 for D. So I'm going to put him, let's see here, Scheifele's at the front of the C tier. And yeah, actually, they're pretty neck and neck. So I'm going to put Scheifele just a little bit ahead of Kuznetsov. Barkov's next. Barkov is next. I wish there was an option for me to allow more players to join this tier list as well, but I can't do that, unfortunately. Not from this screen. Barkov, S or A, B, C, D or E. Oops, shoot. 1 sec. add a second white Buffalo Slug. Wait, what are they doing for reverse retro? I thought are they going with some sort of goat head for reverse retro? I don't even know. All right. Have a great night. Miami rocks. And War Eagle. Sasha Barkov. And remember, he does play separate from Huberdeau most of the time. And he still scored I think he had didn't he have 99 points this past season? Just in the playoffs, though, I don't know. Barkov, that's kind of what separates him, or separates the S tier and the A tier. When I look at Barkov, I can't put him at the absolute top, personally. That's just me. It is a goat head, a blue goat head. Yeah. I don't really think they should have a blue goat head if they're going to do a black one. Oh, thank you, Steven. I'm happy to hear that, man. All right, 19 votes. Right on. Then we got Brayden Point, Ryan O'Reilly, and then Auston Matthews. Nice, Steven. Well said. All right, 21 votes for Barkey. Let's give it about 10 seconds, guys. The only question now is he good enough to go in the S tier, or does he have to be relegated to the A tier? All right, closing out Barkov in 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, Barkov, 66%, or 67 really, but 28, 4, 0. Okay. I'm putting Barkov at the front of the A tier. Bergeron had basically the same percentages. All right, next player is Brayden Point. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if too many people would be enthusiastic to see the Buffalo Slug come back. All right, Brayden Point. Brayden Point. Here we go. B, C, D. Oh, shoot. I keep doing this. Almost there, guys. D or E. There we go. Awesome. Yep, O'Reilly, Matthews, and then JT Miller. Just need to do a reverse retro of the Thrasher. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think a lot of people would prefer that as well. Stupid Seal, what's going on? Thanks for hopping in here. Yeah, we grew up on the goat head. I didn't like the goat head when I was younger. I don't know why I didn't. But then again, my tastes have changed a lot over the years. At least I don't remember liking the goat head. But now I do. All right. How are we doing with getting votes here for Brayden Point? He'll take Point over Aho. That's tough. That's tough. I mean, I'm a homer for the Hurricanes, so I'd probably take Aho. But nah, Point's money in the playoffs, especially when he's healthy, of course. All right, we got 13 votes for Brayden Point. Come on. Can we get it to at least 15? Let's give it about 15 seconds for anybody else who needs to cast a vote here. Yeah, something's telling me, Matthew, that Matthews probably won't get a perfect score here. 2 rings. Yeah, 2 rings for Point, of course. And yeah, he was, certainly instrumental in those. All right, let's close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So Brayden Point, one-way ticket to the A tier. 33-13. All right. Brayden Point, you are in the A tier, just behind McDavid. Connor McDavid is the 6th best center in the NHL. And we haven't even gotten to Matthews. All right. And then next up is going to be O'Reilly. Drunken Butter Tech. Interesting. Oh, cool. Hey, I appreciate that. That's feedback I love seeing. C, D, or E. There we go. Ryan O'Reilly, guys. He has also won a Selke Trophy. He has won a Stanley Cup. Not as the captain, that was Pietrangelo, but still. Are going with the Expos colors? Yeah. I'm excited to see how that pans out. That could be beautiful. I love powder blue jerseys, absolutely. So where do you guys have Ryan O'Reilly? Look at him, man. Rocking that sweet Winter Classic jersey from earlier this year. His beard is already in playoff form in this picture as well. So we got O'Reilly, then we got Matthews, then Miller, who of course got that contract extension. And to close things out, Lindholm, Stamkos, Josh Norris, I had to think for a moment there. He also got paid in the offseason, I believe, right? And then we close out with Robert Thomas. Now, in my opinion, with O'Reilly, I think he kind of straddles the A to B tier. I personally would consider him for A tier. I think that he's always been somewhat undervalued. Even though he doesn't put up the points as much, his defense is still fantastic. He's excellent in the face-off circle. He's captain of the team. That's going to certainly earn him some brownie points, in my belief, as well. All right. 45 or 50% have him at the B tier. Got 12 votes here. Let's give you guys about 15 more seconds, though, so we can get some more votes. How is Kadri that high? I think his performance in the playoffs certainly influenced his ranking. Minnesota Wild should do a Twins throwback. I mean, I would be open to like the NHL, doing like a throwback to another, like a version of a. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying. I wouldn't mind teams creating a jersey that was kind of based on a team in their city or vicinity. I think that'd be kind of cool. At least for like warm-ups, right? Which I think we do see that. All right, O'Reilly, we're at 14 votes. Let's close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. This puts him pretty much in the middle of the B tier from what we've seen in our other rankings. So let's write this down here. 26, 53, 13. Or shoot, 613. All right. City edition jerseys, yeah, I'd be on board with that too, right? Where you have like, the city flag on the jersey, like a patch or something like that. That'd be pretty sweet. All right, O'Reilly. We're going to put him right about here. Yeah, that's about right. I'd have him, like, right here. That's probably where I'd put him. But it's all about you guys. Florida Panthers in Marlins teal. Hell yeah, I'd love that. I miss those old Marlins unis. All right, Matthews. Here we are. Okay, so Matthews is live for you to cast your vote. And we got 5 players after him. And yeah, I mean, if you guys enjoy this, let me know if you'd want to do this for like goaltenders or coaches or captains or something like that. I'd be happy to consider that for a upcoming stream here. Kraken and Mariners teal. Ooh. Oh man, I don't know. I am like a wannabe gatekeeper for anything teal, being a Sharks fan, but I mean obviously they would find a way to pull that off pretty well, right? All right, so Matthews is live here. The center's on a scale of 1 to 10. Yeah, that's true. I don't know what tool I could use for that, though, unfortunately. Because you can't do that with YouTube. We only have like 4 options for our polls. And if people comment, right, if you get like 40 people in the stream commenting numbers, then that can get overwhelming when you're trying to calculate. But yeah, I wish that we were able to get a little bit more fine grained with this too. There we go. Is this based off last year or how they are projected this upcoming season? That's a good question. Yeah, I would say more of the latter. So think of their body of work, but you also want to weigh a fair portion on how they performed this past season, right? So like Sidney Crosby, he had 84 points this past season, but he did that in 69 games. So he did better than somebody might think on the surface. Trivia questions? I need to have like a bank of trivia questions at the ready. You want me to do coaches? That would be a spicy ranking, absolutely. All right, we got 17 votes for Auston Matthews. Let's close this out in about 15 seconds. So if you haven't already, do weigh in with your thoughts. Carolina did a warm-up jersey with Panthers colors. Yeah. I'd have to see how that turned out, but I mean, Panthers have awesome colors, so I'm sure it was pretty cool. Best way to ask someone to a high school homecoming. I went Stag, so I'm not the right person to ask. They confirmed Fisherman. Yes, we're getting the Fisherman. All right, closing out Matthews in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, he makes the cut for the S tier because he got 78%, right? Let me just do a quick little number crunch here. Crosby got 82%. Matthews got 77%. Auston Matthews is in the S tier. All right. So he had what? 77 to 16 to... Okay. Red and silver Buffalo Slug. There you go. Yeah, if they're going to do a blue goat head, that would be like the next logical decision, right? All right, next team here, our next player is JT Miller. Now, I think he can also play some wing, but he's also a center, so he got paid like a center. So I have him as a center in this list. All right, D or E. All right, guys. Of course, JT Miller signed what was that, like a 7-year deal worth $56 million, so an even $8 million annually. Is that Leon in the A tier? Actually, our community here voted Connor McDavid in the A tier, and Draisaitl's in the S tier. Makes perfect sense, right? Pittsburgh needs to use the Robo Penguin. Apparently that jersey's going to be yellow, which really does intrigue me quite a bit. Blue is unlucky for Sid. Oh, God. That's true. At least in 2011. I don't know. 2008, though, he had the winning goal in the shootout, right? Yeah. JT Miller had 99 points this past year, I'm pretty sure. Which would have put him 9th in the NHL in scoring. Or, like, tied for 9th. No gradient. Okay. Well, on a yellow jersey, that could look particularly ugly if they did that, right? JT's a C+. Interesting. After a 99-point season. But then again, there's only so much that I watch of teams that don't make the playoffs, to be frank with you. So what do I know? All right, 16 votes. Let's give it about 10 more seconds, guys, for anybody who hasn't cast a vote just yet. Alrighty, JT Miller. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Broken jaw. That just sounds horrible, by the way. Has anybody else here ever had like a jaw problem like that? I fortunately never have. No chipped teeth, no nothing. 37% for A, 37 for B, 18 for C. Okay. So Aho got in the A tier. What was his turnout? Okay. Mika Zibanejad. What was his turnout? 39 and 50. Interesting. Yeah, so by these percentages, JT Miller would have to be in the B tier. But just because he had a really, really good season last year, I'll put him toward the front here. All right, Lindholm is up next. Another Yellow Penguins jersey. Yep, you know it. Hey, don't forget, though, the Penguins, back in the 80s, they wore yellow for a few seasons. All right. Lindholm. All right. Elias Lindholm is up next. Stamkos, Norris, and Robert Thomas to close things out. Should harken back to other past teams that played in Ohio. I'd like that as well. Yeah, they don't really have a very rich jersey history. So instead of just taking an old jersey and inversing the colors, I wouldn't mind that as well. Although I don't know too many teams. Cincinnati Cyclones would be the most interesting to throw back to, like of the 1990s. Check out those jerseys if you haven't seen them before. No Flyers centers? Should Sean Couturier be considered a top 32 center in the NHL? He's won a Selke, right? Or at least he's been a finalist. Yeah, maybe so. But I chose like the 32 biggest names for centers. I don't know. Yeah, there were 20 other centers that I have images of that I decided not to put on this list. Because sometimes these rankings can take, 2 hours and you only, get through 20 of them. So I just kept it at 32. Same number of teams that are in the NHL. Why not? All right. Let's see here. 14 votes for Lindholm. Interesting. Interesting so far. Fixture says low B. I mean, the guy had 40. Wait, he had 40 goals this past season. But some of you might think that playing around Gaudreau with the season he had in Tkachuk, that was kind of an influence. Which I think should be definitely considered. All right, 14 votes on Lindholm. Let's give you guys another 10 seconds to get in a vote if you haven't already. And then we'll carry on with Steven Stamkos after that. Like I said, we're going to do a stream every week. That's the goal here as we get into the start of the NHL season. And so hopefully y'all will stick around. And we're going to have all sorts of content leading up into the season as well. Previews and predictions for the divisions and that sort of thing. All right, let's close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want that checkerboard jersey so bad. Absolutely. Very similar to JT Miller. Yeah, we've got him in the C tier. He finished at 60 and 40. So that's a pretty clear divider there. So we'll stick him in the C tier. I don't know exactly where he finished relative to everybody here. I think Scheifele had a pretty good turnout for the A tier, so I'll put Lindholm here. He had a hell of a season this past year. All right, we've got just a few more here. Stamkos is the next guy. Oops, I put an apostrophe at the end of his name. All right, S or A, B, C, come on, D or E. Philly needs to do a Harley-Davidson deal. What now? You just noticed that Dylan Larkin's only in C tier. I know, man, that did surprise me a little bit as well. But if they get in the playoffs, he'll be a huge driver for that. What's this correlation between Philly and Harley-Davidson? Are they headquartered there or something? Stammer S tier. If I'm doing a ranking here, I'd have Stamkos probably like A tier, like low A tier, I would think. I liked a lot of the off-puck play of his in the postseason this past year? All right. How are we doing so far, guys? 13 votes for Stamkos. How about another 15 seconds to cast your vote for Steven Stamkos if you have not already? How is McDavid in the A tier? I don't know, man. I have no idea. Matthews comfortably made it into the S tier, though. And Draisaitl. We might have to recast a few of these votes at the end if we have enough people still around. You thought that he had moved to right wing? I think he's played at least right wing in parts. All right. Let's close out Stamkos in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so with that, Stamkos is in the A tier because Bergeron and Barkov placed a little bit higher. What was he at? 61-38. So that means Stamkos is going to be... Technically, he actually placed better than McDavid did. How about that? Where would Matt Barzal be? I'm not sure. I only did this for 32 players. I kind of wish that I didn't know we'd move through this as quickly, or else I would have added a few more. I had like pictures of him and Nelson. I had a couple other good centers that aren't part of this list as well. I had guys like Dubois. I had Couture. I had Bo Horvat. You know, plenty of other players who could very well be on this list. You know, there are a lot of fantastic centers. All right, Josh Norris is next on the list. I wanted to have at least one per team, but again, I thought it was more important to choose the top centers or like the biggest names. McDavid is 8th. Yeah, man. I mean, like I'm just going by the percentages here, man. I'm writing this stuff down. The Sharks' new home jerseys and away. Well, I would recommend watching my video that I uploaded today. You like the ones you like them better than the ones that they have right now. Yeah, to agree with you, yes, I agree. Jack Hughes is definitely elite. Yeah, I think that we don't necessarily know that just because he's so young into his career, and he only played 49 games this past season. So, who knows? Maybe after, I don't know about after this year, but very, very soon he could still be, you know, he could rise to the that elite echelon of players at the center role. All right, we've got 15 votes here, and right now, looks like Norris is at C tier. He had the second highest shot percentage. Interesting. Yeah, wasn't he at like... Was he at 20% this past season? I remember looking at that over the offseason as well. And he still had, what, like 35 goals or something like that? All right. You might be right, Golfy. Well, Evan, maybe we can re-rank some of these players. All right, let's close out Norris here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so 6%, and then we got Robert Thomas, and then maybe we'll do some revotes for some of the first players because we didn't have that many people to start out with in this live stream. 61 and what was that? 11. All right. Let's put him in the C tier here. Poor Suzuki, he's all by himself. I'm putting him here. I don't know. Surprised to see Hintz this low as well, but it's all about relativity, right? Okay, Robert Thomas comes next. I'll put his full name in here. S or A, B, C, D, or E. Brock Nelson was around 22%. Yeah. He had 38 goals this last year. And yeah, that William Karlsson season was something else. Because, yeah, I don't even know. Has he even scored 20 since then? Thomas will lead the league in assists. I mean, if he plays with Jordan Kyrou, that certainly helps. I love Kyrou. But yeah, Thomas, I think he was placed on the NHL's top 20 centers list. Which, that's a hell of an honor. You look at some of these other players here, right? Yeah, I would say that he's probably still in that conversation of being underrated. All right, so far we got 17 votes. C tier is the plurality so far. Interesting. What did Suzuki end up with? 42-28. No, do not make me put Robert Thomas in the D tier. Shoot, is there any way I can add more? I want to see, is there an easy way where I can add more of these? Oh, I can edit it. Okay, good. But I just can't add anything in real time, can I? Damn. Or you know what I can do is here, you know what I can do, guys? If you're interested, I can maybe save some of these players. Or save this list, and we can maybe add a few more and keep this going. So anyway, let's close out Robert Thomas. Ooh. 20 votes. And yeah, strangely, Thomas is landing in the C tier. I'm going to put him in the middle, though. All right. So Thomas is where? 40, 30, 25. Hang tight, guys. Because we actually got through this more quickly than I thought we would. So I would like to see if we can maybe actually... Here we go. Title tier list. I want to see if I can actually get more players in this tier list for you guys. What's today? I don't know. All right. Oh, you can download the image too. That's nice. All right. Now, can I modify it? All right, let's see what we can do here. Can I edit my template? Let's see here. Edit. Let's see here. Why? There we go. Okay, can I edit this to add some more? There we go. There we go. Okay. Think we might have something brewing here, guys. Upload a set of images. All right. Who did I not include? All right. So we got Barzell, Bennett, Kopp, Couture, Couturier, Danault, Dubois, Eriksson, Gord, Granlund, Hartman, Horvat, Jenner, Johansson. Let's see, who else have we not included here? Matthews, McDavid, Mika. I'm going to go to the... I always have to do things from the bottom to the top for whatever reason. Trocheck, Taves, Tage Thompson, Strome, Schmaltz. I know it's with a Z and not an S. Point, Pettersson, O'Reilly, Norris, Nelson. Nelson, we didn't have him earlier. Miller. Okay, I think that is everybody else. Let's see if we can somehow add them in here. Here we go. Maybe we can do this. Hang tight, guys. We can do it. Get Vinny in there. Yeah, of course. All right. Trying to give you guys more players to choose from here, okay? So I think this could actually work. Let me just let this refresh, and then we can see if we can keep playing, okay? Boom! Hey, we got it. All right, we got it. Leave a thumbs up if you haven't already, guys. We had a couple of grumpies in this chat earlier. Not in the chat, but anyway. So now we can keep voting on players. And it's going to start with Barzell, okay? All right. Yeah, Eriksson Ek, hell yeah. I could not leave him out. I like Joel Eriksson Ek quite a bit. All right. Yeah, you're right, Golfy. Okay, next up is going to be Barzal. Was Kopitar there? Yes, he was. Kopitar was ranked by our community. He's at the very front of the B tier after Mika Zibanejad, so second from the left. Okay, let's rank Matthew Barzal. And I was nice to Suzuki. I bumped him back to the C tier. Come on. Come on, bud. Oh, no. Thought it was going to freeze up. All right. Okay. Bump McDavid up to the S tier. I really want to. Who knows, guys? I might do a repoll if we can still get like a fair turnout. But I know that some people dropped off, so I'm gonna need you to stick around. I'm gonna need you to cast a vote for all these players here. Let's have some fun with this. Matt with 1T, exactly. The one-time Seattle Thunderbird and Ed Chenoweth Cup champion. Did he win? No. Did they win the Memorial Cup that year? I think maybe they did. I got to see a Thunderbirds game this past year. That was small arena, but a lot of those arenas are small. But yeah, it was fun going to that after going to the Kraken game the day before. All right. So 12 votes on him. Yeah, let's see if we can hit 15 for everybody here. That'd be great. Hey, Rails, what's going on? Yeah, so cast your vote if you haven't already. We'll give you about 15 seconds on Barzal. Wow, you guys like him a fair bit. All right, let's close out Barzal in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds is WHL, so it's junior hockey. So Barzal nearly made a push there for the A tier, but he's still a little bit behind. Mika, to compare, let's see, where did I have Mika? 39 and 50. Ooh. And Barzal is at 38 and 46. Okay. So, Barzal's going to be, I'm going to put him right about here. I think that's a pretty fair turnout for him. For his style, yeah. I mean, that's certainly a big draw. All right. Next up, we're going to rank Sam Bennett. One guy I forgot to include on this list was Backlund. He had a great year last year. All right. S or A, B, C, D, or E. All right. Vote for Sam Bennett. Guys, we are not even 4 weeks away from the NHL season opener. We're getting there. We're getting there. We've got some NFL football. We've got some European hockey in the meantime. It's getting better, isn't it? But your hockey withdrawals will be squashed in just a matter of a few weeks. I'm getting psyched up here to go to Prague for the Global Series and spend some time in Europe as the season gets underway. I'll be giving you some content from Europe. And about a week from now, we actually will launch channel memberships. If you like more streams, if you want to watch more videos. So that is something to look forward to as well. the beginning of the rankings, did we count Draisaitl as a center? Yeah, I did. I think that, he plays center, I think, a majority of the time, right? Except for, special teams is kind of its own exception, but yeah. Okay. How are we doing with Sam Bennett here? Okay, we got 13 votes. Let's give it about 10 more seconds, guys. Strom. Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been somebody who properly rates in the D tier just yet. Vincent, what's going on? Vincent Kosha. Benvenuto. Thank you for joining us. All right, let's close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Still, though, Sam Bennett, will I do a left wing ranking? Oh, boy. I cannot tell who's left wing versus right wing. Because sometimes players switch, depending on the season, they could even switch out. All right, so Bennett, I mean, he goes in C tier at 64%. Did he score better than Nick Suzuki? No. So, yeah, he goes at the very end of the C tier. So nobody has properly been placed in the D tier just yet. There we go. All right. We're losing our numbers, though. We got to keep going while we can. All right. Next player is... we're doing Andrew Kopp? Yeah, that's Andrew Kopp. Of the Detroit Red Wings now. But yeah, you're right, Wild Fan. Of course. If we were to do if we just did wingers in the NHL plural, Kirill probably gets into the S tier. Yeah, I'm looking forward to more opportunity for Lafreniere this upcoming season. I expect him to be at least in that realm of about... He's going to get at least, I think, 50 points, I want to say. With some of those losses in the offseason, I think it will help to give him some more chances. 21, 14, 0 for Bennett. Okay, so now it's Kopp. Andrew Kopp of the Red Wings. He's a 3C. Oh, he had been playing with Panarin. Rankings are a little hard to read. You mean like the size of the images? I could zoom in, I guess, a little bit more. Let me give it a try. Try this out. Just 1 second here. See if we can do this. All right, that should be a little bit more helpful, yeah? There we go. Ovi is still the best left winger at 37 years old. I mean, he's arguably the best to ever play that position. He'd be certainly up there. He scored at a higher rate with the Rangers. Oh, the Jets than with the Rangers. Interesting. Much better? Awesome. I appreciate the teamwork, man. All right, so we got 13 votes for Kopp. Thank you, guys. Let's give it about 10 more seconds in case people haven't cast their votes just yet. Interesting, we've got Kopp in the B tier. And don't forget, if you're going to rank wingers, right? You got a couple you can talk about in Boston. You've got Landeskog, who had a tremendous playoffs and a really good regular season as well. All right. You got, Mark Stone, I think, plays right wing. So, anyway, let's close this out. And interestingly enough, the plurality of y'all have the copper in the B tier. 46%, 15% for C tier, but 30% for D tier. So I don't know where to place him, but where to put you. So does he go in the B tier or does he go in the C tier? Where was Pettersson? Pettersson was very comfortably in the B tier, and Scheifele was kind of straddling the line. I don't know. I'm going to put Andrew Kopp to kind of balance things out a little bit more, I'll put him here. I'm going to piss off Scheifele. Dang it. Let me put him ahead of Scheifele. No. No. I'm not doing that. All right. Nope. Dang it. Damn glitch. Here, we'll put him at the very front. How about that? All right. You guys are throwing me for a loop. Next player is, Logan Couture. Cooch Daddy. Now, if we were doing a ranking on playoff performers, Cooch is in a category of his own. His goals per game in the playoffs is fantastic. Yet, he has definitely tailed off the past couple of seasons. So I don't expect him to earn a particularly high ranking. But hey, he's had a great career. A lot of injuries. A lot of teeth and jaw injuries. All right. Where do you guys have my guy Logan? First NFL Sunday tomorrow. I hope a lot of you can look forward to that. I certainly am. Skull Vikings. Let's win this game. All right, 9 votes on Couture. I know the numbers are dwindling a little bit. That's fine. But hopefully a couple other people can sound off here. Very few centers can score 40 goals. Well, in today's NHL, it's becoming a bit of a... It's something that could trend up even more. But that's the nature of the position, sure. Yeah, Lindholm had 40. MacKinnon would have had at least 40 if he was healthy for the full season. Did Crosby have 40? He was pretty close. He only played 69 games. There we go, Wild fan. That's what I'm talking about. Go Birds. Eagles? Giroux technically can be a center. Yeah. I figured I've got... he's not going to play center on Ottawa, though, unless he has to fill in for somebody if they're injured. All right, well, thank you for Jalen Rieger. I hope that... or Rager. I hope he works out well for us. All right, 14 votes on Cooch. We'll close him out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, Cooch, I think it's pretty fair compared to these other guys. He's not quite there, right? I'm going to put him, right about here. That's about right. 17 total players scored 40 goals. That's a lot more than I would have thought, though, actually. I would have thought maybe it was 13 or something. Go Bills. I hope this year that somebody wins their first Super Bowl, preferably a team that has lost 4 Super Bowls in their franchise. All right, Cooch. 7-7, 28, 57. Yeah. I think that's pretty right. Cooch, he's impressive. To be, or he's a solid 2C. All right, Couturier is up next on our rankings here. Kind of curl in a fetal position and cry. I don't know if we even have opportunity for him though. All right, so next up is Couturier. And Coots, remember, he only played 9 games this past season. Or not 9 games, 29 games, I want to say. So, and he plays for a terrible team, too. So, you can't hate on him all that much, right? Go Falcons. Yeah, hey, good luck to them. That's another team who I want to see win a Super Bowl. All right. Go Bills. Yeah. Wait, you like the Bills too, or in addition to the Broncos? Much love for the Bills Mafia. These guys are nuts. Go Broncos. I don't really have a horse in that race, but like I said, every time they've been in the Super Bowl in my lifetime, except for maybe when I was a baby if they played the Niners back then. But yeah. every time since I've watched football, I think all 5 Super Bowls I've seen Denver play. 5 or 4? 4? I've rooted for them every time though. Anyway. All right, where do we have Couturier? We got 12 votes on Coots. Good stuff, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. And yeah, I mean, he's still what, like 29 or 30 years old. He could have a good bounce back this season on a bad team. You know, he could still be around 55 or 60 points, which would be, I think, really good given the state of things right now. Second favorite team is the Bills. I'd say for me, they're probably like fourth favorite, more or less. First would be obviously Vikings. Second for me, Niners. That was my first love. And then after that, it would be probably the Titans. The Bills lost 4 straight in the 1990s. That's right. With, Marv Levy as their head coach? Jim Kelly as the quarterback, I think, for at least most of that. All right, we got 14 votes on Couturier. Good stuff. Let's see if we can... There we go, we got 15. Let's close him out in 10 seconds. And then we have Philippe Danault. Dubois. Then Eriksson Ek. Heck yeah. Stillers. That's another team I've cheered for every time they've been in the Super Bowl in my lifetime. I used to have a Troy Polamalu jersey. He's my favorite defensive player of all time. A huge Dodgers guy. The only thing I want to dodge is watching the MLB postseason. All right. Good luck to the Mets. I really don't care who wins out of the NL as long as it's not LA. All right. Let's close out Couturier. Oops. And we've got him in a tie for the B or the C tier. All right. Let's go 40, 40, 13, 6. Interesting. 40, 40, oops, or 13. 13, 40, 40, and 6. I don't know where to put him. Always liked Ed Reed. Yep. Absolutely. All right, Sean. How did you do against Andrew Kopp? You did better than Andrew Kopp. So he gets to go in the B tier. No, you go in the B tier. There we go. Coots is in the B tier. All right. Next up is Philippe Danault with the LA Kings. Who knows, guys? Maybe he plays with Kevin Fiala this year. If they don't want to break up Iafallo and Kempe on the first line with Kopitar. S or A, B, C, D, or E. Yeah, that's a big reason too, Wild fan. All right, so we still got some people hanging around. Great. This is perfect. And once we wrap this up, it's chicken thighs and peanut sauce for dinner tonight. No F words? What, the Flyers? All right. How are we doing with the poll here? We got 10 votes on Danault. Look at that. Nobody's voting anybody in D tier. Probably because I did expand this to be, like, it's almost like S is S, right? Or S is like the A tier. A is like B. B is like C, and C is like D, I suppose. You're doing wonderful, Vincent. All right, we got 10 votes on Danault. See if we can take this up to 15, guys. In the meantime, please, if you haven't already, if you're having a good time with us, do leave a thumbs up, because that will help others, that will help others like you discover my content. If you're new here, hey, hit the red subscribe button if you want more live streams. We're going to be doing them weekly throughout the season. And I'm uploading videos usually about twice a week. And we'll have even more content for those who are interested in becoming paying members, for more live streams, for more videos, and that sort of thing. All right, Danault, we're at 13 votes. Let's give it about 10 more seconds, guys. The black, orange, and Oh, shoot, the Flyers, there were concepts for them to actually have teal in their coloring. That would have been so weird, man. There are some teams that did teal well. Like the Islanders with the Fisherman jersey. That integrated fairly well. But the Flyers, nah, you just got to hold true to the orange and black. Don't kill a good thing like that, right? All right, Dano, he's going to go in the B tier. Interesting. 54, 15, the bottom, what was that? 30 for the C tier. All right, this is Dano. All right, so let's give him some love for the B tier. I think he even did better than Couturier did. But he's not as good as Tomas Hertl. No, that's not happening. All right. Dubois is next. Yes, I know it's getting a little bit later into the evening for those of you on the East Coast. Or in Maritime Canada, for that matter. Next player is Dubois. Now, this is rating his performance, not his press conferences. All right. Let's see what you guys think. It was awesome how I showed the Avs winning the rivalry with the Wings this season. How did I show that? I mean, I know, obviously, I made the Unrivaled review. Watching aesthetics on scrapped NHL concepts, yeah. You're absolutely right. The production quality on their videos is magnificent. It's unmatched. You're unmatched. Really? Do you think Dubois still has the A potential? To be honest, I've never really watched him. There are definitely a lot of teams who I haven't kept my eye on enough to be polite. Goaltender rankings? Yeah, I if we get enough play on this, right, I would consider doing goaltender rankings. As long as everybody turns up, we could have a fantastic time with that. And that's an interesting one in that you really have to consider not just the goaltender, but also the defense in front of him. Wait, where's Dan? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that I brought you in for that video. I'd like to do more stuff like that, you know. I really would love to do one on the most hated players in the NHL and have people like film videos of them like sharing why they think somebody is the most hated. All right. You don't think that Ottinger's top 10 yet? Yeah, that's tough. He had an incredible first round of the playoffs, but is that enough to earn him that ranking? I mean, he was good in the regular season too, right? And he's a Minnesota boy. Got it. Speaking of Minnesota, I haven't really watched that many TV shows as of late, but I've sat down to watch Fargo, the TV show. I've never seen the movie, strangely enough. Oh my god, I love that show already. And I mean, the show takes place in Minnesota. It's not in North Dakota. So anyway, Vasi, Shesterkin, Demko, Saros. That's a pretty solid top four. I mean, I think Demko's going to be a Vezina finalist this year. I don't know if I would rank him as the third best goaltender, but I think he certainly could be in that conversation, in that breath, as long as you put Ilya Sorokin up there as well. All right. So, final thoughts on Dubois, guys. Let's end this one in about 10 seconds. The only S-tier goalies are Igor and Vasi. Yeah, if we're doing this list, it would be hard to, to put other goaltenders in that company. But, hey, we'll have to see what the people want. Hart? I don't know, man. He's going to need a lot of help back there. All right, here we go. We have our first D-tier player. But even so, Dubois got some love for the B-tier. So I will... I'll put him in D, but... Again, none of these are are bad. Underwhelming just means that maybe they don't fit in the top 6. What was that? 25, 25, and 33? Right on. Which is a very good Smashing Pumpkins song from, in my opinion, the best double album of all time, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. Or at least one of my favorites, I should say. All right, Eriksson Ek. Where would you put him? Get this poll spun up in just a moment, guys. That Coke Zero definitely helped me out. Staying energized throughout the stream. Awesome. All right, Joel Eriksson Ek. He's still, I think, only 25 or 26 years old. And to be honest, he hasn't had the best line mates on his team, or on his the best line mates around him who can put the puck in the net on a consistent basis, I should say. They're still talented, but they're not necessarily a true second line. Although I do think that Ek has a skill set, a good breadth of skills for the responsibilities that he is supposed to take on. I'm just trying to say I think he's better than folks realize on the surface. I'm certainly a fan of his. I'd say that Zuccarello has always been one of my favorite players in the NHL. But yeah, Eriksson Ek's probably my favorite player on the Wild. I don't know. Kaprizov is obviously the most exciting. I love seeing that Spurgeon has finally, gotten the credit that he's earned. If only the Rangers offense could have backed up the Igor's better chance. That's a pretty great chant, though. He should be in B. Yeah, I agree with you, Wild fan. I think that that's a very fair assessment. It's like, I think that he could be an all-star if he played, if, for example, like Kaprizov and, Fiala were his wingers last year, right? I mean, Hartman scored 38 goals. Ryan freaking Hartman, right? Yeah, that's exactly it. A 50-point player who's exceptional in all 3 zones. Or at least exceptional in the other 2 zones. Has Kaprizov gotten the captain for the Wild? No, they're not going to take it away from Spurgeon. I mean, and if they did, then they would probably give it to somebody more experienced like Zuccarello or like Marcus Foligno would be a good player to consider for that. Dumba, I think he wears an alternate letter. Will Bedard be godlike? Yeah, because he's going to be wearing teal. All right, 13 votes for Eriksson Ek. Let's close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Eriksson Ek tied between the B tier and the C tier. Although he did get a vote for the D tier. But I like the guy a lot. So I'll be biased here. Although I'm probably going to flip a bunch of guys down into the D tier as well. All right, let's see here. Next up is Yanni Gourde. I wanted to choose somebody from Seattle, and I can't choose Beniers because he's only played 10 games. B, C, D, or E. Awesome. You guys are doing terrific with this. Thank you. Bedard is orange and black. Hey, I'd be fine with that. There needs to be some turnover in that division. We're gonna have, competitive teams like Columbus and New Jersey in a couple seasons, and Philly can join them soon enough as well. As long as he's not a duck or a king or a knight, but I don't think that's gonna happen. X-Line had only 5 goals scored against it last season. Are you kidding me? Where are you getting that data? Is that like natural stat trick or like money puck or something like that? I'm going to have to take a look at that. I bet they were probably toward the top, but only 5 goals against, probably 5 on 5. I got to take a look at the data there. All right. Where do we have... Oh, yeah, Yanni Gourde. Yeah, and, Gourde actually played a lot of the last season. It's just that he was banged up to start. And, obviously, a very different role for him, right? That's what, Gourde's a chameleon. His rookie year, he was like a 60-point player, and then he got dropped down on a third line and was magnificent in that role, getting under players' skin. He would be a Coyote? Yeah, probably right. But what if somebody trades? What if somebody trades up to get Connor Bedard? How crazy would that be? He's definitely an A if he's with the Lightning. I mean, yeah, in terms of playing his role, I could see him being, still a respectable second line center. All right, we've got 11 votes on Gourde. Let's see if we can creep toward 15 votes. Then we'll close it out. But yeah, I think that's, a lot of factors influencing where Gourde is right now in his career. Absolutely. Bedard in Toronto. What would they have to give up to get him, though? They'd have to give up, like, Nylander, Bunting, one of the guys, Sandin or Liljegren, and, like, a first-round pick. Or something crazy like that, right? Most hated players in history would be fun. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did that one for most hated currently in the NHL. So I won't rule that out exactly. It's all about kind of what the people want, right? And I know that this topic got a fair amount of support in a couple of polls. So I decided to run that. Okay, 11 votes for Gourde. Things are kind of dying down a bit. Let's close this out in 10 seconds. So cast your vote if you haven't already. Yanni Gourde. Then we've got Granlund. And then we have Hartman. All right. All right, looks like we're going to have to close this out. Only 11 votes. I appreciate them. So, Gourde is going down in the D tier as well. That makes sense. In that, that was one of the last players I chose to have on this list. And yet, somehow, Connor McDavid is only the 8th best center in the NHL. How? We will never know. We will never know. Oh, you're a Preds fan, Steven. Yeah, I'll try to remember that one. So, hey, man, looking forward to seeing the Preds fans at the Global Series. And even though I'm a Sharks fan, I might pack a Preds jersey because I do have a Pecorine, and I could wear that around in Finland and probably make some friends. Okay, so Mikael Granlund. Although, Tanner Jeannot, I like how that guy plays. I think that he's got some great years ahead of him. Hopefully he gets some more opportunity this upcoming season. He wasn't allowed to play on the power play. It was really bizarre. All right, Mikael Granlund, S or A, B, C, D, or E. All right. All right, next up from the Predators, it's Mikael Granlund. Come on down. There's Cortana. Cortana is, of course, S tier. After this, we have Ryan Hartman, Bo Horvat, Boone Jenner, Ryan Johansson, Brock Nelson. Who's that after him? Oh, Nick Schmaltz. I had to make sure I had an Arizona Coyote. Ryan Strome, Tage Thompson, Jonathan Taves, and Vincent Trocheck. Pecorine is your favorite all time? Yeah, I'm sure most Predators fans would have him as number 1. Shea Weber would be up there, sure. You met him in '07. I don't know how tall you are, but I imagine that he's a pretty long dude. That's awesome. Yeah. I don't know. It'd be awesome. I would love to see him make the Hockey Hall of Fame. I think that even though he doesn't have a Stanley Cup, he's at least in that conversation. Because I had always said that Tuukka Rask should make the Hall of Fame, and like Rinne, in some respects, was better in his career. Maybe the best Finnish goaltender of all time. All right. So we got 9 votes. Can we at least get to a dozen? Yeah. So here. I mean, you can probably see it behind me, Steven, right? Let's see. Can you? Maybe you can't. There it is, right there. Right there. Except maybe Corton is taking up that space. Yeah, Lundqvist, of course, he's a Hall of Famer. Absolutely. I skewed my poll by not mixing up the names? How so? Oh, wow. That's awesome. You got to see him even before he was anybody in the NHL. Hall of very good. I don't know, man. I think that players... I mean, God, look at Joe Thornton. He didn't win a Stanley Cup, right? Lundqvist. Who's another one? Marlowe, obviously. But, some of the greatest in the NHL, right? Marcel Dion never won a Stanley Cup. Oh, okay. You're just joking. I can't tell when you guys are joking. It's very difficult. Very difficult. All right. So we got 11 votes for Granlund. Let's close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Well, no disrespect to Granlund. He had a really good... Oh, sorry. He had a really good year this past season. 70... Wait. I'm sorry. I almost put him in the D tier. We'll put him there. There we go. All right. Yeah, Luongo never... Yeah, right? He never won a Stanley Cup. Okay. All right. So we got Ryan Hartman coming up next. What was he at? 72 and 18 and 9. All right, Ryan Hartman. 38 goals this past season, I want to say. Ryan Hartman. Wait, not S. S or A. Excuse me. B, C, D. Oh, shit. Or E. Okay. Ryan Hartman. The first-line center for Kaprizov and Zuccarello. And yeah, even though I haven't watched him extensively, yeah, he certainly does a lot better with Kaprizov and Zuccarello on his team. Yeah. Yeah, Pekka Rinne, I mean, I like goaltenders quite a bit. I'd say that, yeah, he's at least one of my favorite 10 goaltenders that I've ever watched. Maybe one of my top 5. He could make a case for top 5. I mean, my favorite that I've seen all time is Dominik Hasek, right? Second would be Evgeny Nabokov. You know who I used to really like was Bobrovsky quite a bit. He'd be up there. Rinne would be up there. Jay-Z, how we doing? He had 34 goals. Okay. Cortana. Yeah, I know. She's so sweet. Yeah, I guess what I could have done was, I mean, I didn't think. See, I thought that it would take us like 4 hours to get through all these guys. So I only started with 32 centers. So if I would have peppered in some of the players now earlier on in the stream, then yeah, maybe we would have had, I don't know, more D's and E's here. Brodeur, well, certainly Marty Turco. Yeah, Turco I think kind of was underrated. I hated having my Sharks to play against them. Oh, God. He was almost as good as Belfour. At least with Dallas, that is. All right, 12 votes on Hartman. We'll give it about 10 more seconds, guys. If you haven't cast a vote, definitely do so now. Right, meow? All right, so we're at 2.5 hours into the stream here. I gotta get myself warmed up for the upcoming season. Wall had 3 Conn Smythes. Yep. And 4 Stanley Cups. Okay. All right. Let's close this one out. And yeah, the plurality is a tie between the C tier and the D tier, or D/E. 33, 33, 8. God, that was the weirdest looking number 8 I've ever written in my life. Looks like the Wild Wing jersey. Okay, I'm going to put him in the C tier. We'll put him like right... Nah. We'll put him right... We'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You had a nice season last year. All right. Horvat. Bo Scorvat. Will I watch some football? Did I say meow? Meow, what would make you think that? Have you ever seen Super Troopers? I like Beerfest more, frankly. All right, Horvat. 31 goals this past season for Bo Scorvat. But yeah, I'll watch some football tomorrow. Maybe not so much during the morning games, because I don't even have... Well, I'll be working probably on other videos. But yeah, afternoon game. Vikings and Packers. Skull Vikes. All right, next up is Horvat. Yeah, so S or A, B, C, D, or E. All right, here we go. So yeah, Bo Horvat maybe kind of flies in under the radar with some of the other stars on that team, right? Like Miller, Pedersen, Quinn Hughes, Demko now. But yeah. It's great to have the first NFL Sunday coming up here. Still 16 people hanging out. Thank you, guys. That's awesome of you. Plus Cortana. And yeah, I'll have to... I haven't been as active on our community posts recently. I need to get back into the flow of that, because that's one way that I gauge your interest as to what kind of live streams we should run. We'll have another live stream this upcoming week. Again, we'll probably move it back to like Wednesday or Thursday. More, videos to produce, of course, previews and predictions for the upcoming season. So I'm going to produce division previews, individual videos for those. You're watching football, right, meow? Life is good. All right. So we have what? Horvat, Jenner, Johansson, Nelson. I get 10 votes here on Horvat. My memory's already shot. Just not the team. So you're are you a Titans fan then, or? But yeah, I am not a lifelong Vikings fan, but yeah, this is my 25th season rooting for them. All right. Skull, hey, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you in another stream. You're frantically waiting for the reverse retro drops. I'm looking forward to those. A little concerned about some of the designs. Cautiously optimistic about the others. But then again, really, even though we know what the basis is for these jerseys, we really don't know the design for that many of them, right? The actual design, what that will look like. We only know Vancouver and 2 other teams. All right. So getting a little bit more quiet here. We've got 11 votes for Horvat. Let's give it about 10 more seconds. If you haven't already, do cast your vote. You're going to get a reverse retro Kaprizov? Yeah, I mean, the last one turned out fantastic. I'm not going to pick up the new one because it's basically just a green version. If they did the one from the 80s with the black in it, I would consider, but I already do have a black North Stars jersey, so I'm probably going to pass on the Wild this time. But, of course, I have a handful of their jerseys already. Joker's bad. Okay. All right, let's close out Horvat in 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, wait, whoops. What did I freaking do? I just scrolled. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, is Horvat going in the B tier? Yeah, Horvat's pretty good, eh? He's clutch. He's close to the C tier, but I'm going to put him in the B tier. Right next to Petey. How about that? Horvat. 15, 46, 38. All right, next up is Captain Boone Jenner. Oh, you're a Packers fan. Oh, you live in Wisconsin. Oh, because you watched the Admirals. Now I'm putting the pieces together. That's cool. Yeah, I'm just like you. I root against the team, but I have lots of friends over the years who are Pack fans. And here in North Idaho, they're the most common fan base after the Seahawks. I love Wiscos. All right, let's see here. Next up is Boone Jenner. You know, not too many people know that Jenner has actually scored 30 goals in a season before. All right, hey, thanks, Vincent. Now, it would be really interesting to look at this rankings next year, because I think some people would have Jenner like flirting with A tier, because he's never had great line mates around him, or not very frequently. But this season, Jenner could play with Johnny Gaudreau and also with Patrick Laine, because you look at the center depth right now for the Jackets, and Sillinger and Johnson, they can both play center, right? Anyway, those guys, they've got a little bit more development underway, right? So Jenner's going to probably stay as the first line center. I think he's going to have himself a great season up ahead. At least a B? Yeah. I personally would probably have him in C, but after next year, I would see him as kind of like a B, just because, yeah, he's going to be surrounded by some incredible talent. I would like to hear that, Bill. Even if we're meant to be rivals. Exactly. Now, well, I mean, God, we're the closest to relevancy among those other three teams in the division. But yeah, the Vikes have never made it to the Super Bowl in my lifetime. He's going to be great. Yeah. That's it, Rob. Absolutely. The Sharks one is gonna sell out fast if they do the Seals. I would just hope that they would actually put a logo on the front of it and not the word mark, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the word mark. I'll still get it though. The numbers will look beautiful on that. Torts, is he a good coach? Yeah. I think his shelf life is pretty short. But yeah, he's a good coach. He won a Stanley Cup. He turned the Jackets around very, very nicely. But he's got his limitations, doesn't he? All right, cool. We've got 12 votes for Jenner. Let's give it about 10 more seconds here. Alrighty. I think Gaudreau, at least his like on ice metrics for defense were actually pretty good this past season, I want to say. I'm not as versed in the Jay Fresh universe, but I think I remember seeing a really high-rated card for him in that sense. Okay, let's close out Jenner in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so here the plurality is with the B tier. I am surprised. I'll put him in the B tier. Why not? You get a B. And you get a B. All right. We'll put him just ahead of Eriksson Ek. Because he got a good turnout here. 38-7. Was that intended for me? And the Vikings, like, first drive of the game, they came down and scored a touchdown. And I was like, sauced up, and I was like, we're going to do it. Nope. If only in the divisional round, if only that ball didn't slip through the fingertips of Julio Jones, then the Vikings would have had a clear path to the Super Bowl. And they blew it, of course, being the Vikings. Some of you know, I went to the Minneapolis Miracle game. I was there. I was sitting up in the nosebleeds, but I was in the same corner that Stephon Diggs ran into as time expired. All right. Next up, we got Ryan Johansson. Maybe it's Johansson with a soft J. All right. Ryan Johansson. S or A. B. Yay for Jenner? Yeah, he got his dues. He's going to have a big season. All right. Let me know what you guys think. Exactly, Bill. Exactly. Johansson. I think he's the only one in the NHL whose last name is actually Johansson, whereas the others are Swedish usually, so Johansson. All right, so we got Johansson. Then we got Nelson. Then we have Schmaltz. Don't forget about Nicky Schmaltz. Strome. Thompson. Taves. Trocheck. Alrighty. Where are we at with Johansson here? Okay, 8 votes. Get him in while you can, guys. He would have went to the Super Bowl back in 2009 if he didn't throw that pick. Yeah, I mean, but that was Brett Favre in the playoffs. He was always that gunslinger, right? On a 56-yard field goal. Who was our kicker back then? Was it the guy who used to kick for the Bears? Was it him? Might have been him. He was good. He was a good kicker. On the Sharks. Yes, absolutely. I don't hate the Eagles. My grandmother was born in Philadelphia, so there you go. All right. So we're pushing for 10 votes here, guys. Come on, we can do it. Come on. Cast your vote. Come on, do it now. All right. Yep. Oh, well, we're at 8 votes. It's going to need a few more. Looks like we'll probably put him in the C tier, though. 38, 38, and 12. All right. All right. I think we maybe have reached the stopping point here. Put him at the very edge of the C tier. How about it? All right, let's see here. We've got 6 players left. Like I said, I might call it just because we're not really getting the same numbers. Again, it's been a long stream, so I understand. Next player would be Nelson. Brock Nelson, who had 38 goals this past season, let's not forget, for an Islanders team that was struggling to put the puck in the net. We'll see how things change with Lane Lambert now being promoted to head coach in place of Barry Trotz. who is still one of the absolute GOATs among NHL head coaches. Oh, geez. That's nuts, Steven. What? They were at the 07 NC Championship game. Oh, wow. Yeah, I wonder what measures I would take to stay warm. I don't think that wearing goggles, I can't shame somebody for doing that if it's that cold. Bears and good kickers don't usually go together. Good point. Robbie Gould? No, he kicked for the Niners. That's right. I mean, I grew up in Niners territory, so that's always been a team that I've liked as well. Where's Malkin? Malkin is right in the middle of the B tier. Nelson. Full Nelson. Yeah. I've never been out in the cold for a game like that. Like a cold game where I grew up was 50 degrees. All right. I think we might have reached the stopping point here, though, because I know that we're not getting as many folks here, understandably, right, with how long the stream has gone. So we're gonna hold up just right about here. You know what we'll do? We'll put him right here in the C tier to finish things off. Oh wait, no, not D tier. Granted, you could put a lot of these centers in the D tier to balance things out even more. But anyway, Falcons, Ravens, Vikings, and Rams. Okay, so you've got there's probably 2 playoff teams out of that. Anyway, guys, hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me this evening, whether you just joined or were able to catch a majority of the stream. Before you go, if you could please just hit the thumbs up. If you're new here, do subscribe. We're going to be putting out more streams like this throughout this season. I'm going to be coming back at you real soon with division previews and predictions. We have other sorts of content planned for this channel as well. So hopefully you can stick around and get geeked up for this upcoming season by watching some of our content here on YouTube. You can also follow me on social media as per the lower third right above me. The upper third, I guess, in this case. So, hey, have a great evening, guys. Thanks again for your support, and I'll see you again real soon. Have a good night.